Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I am so excited. Today, I have Dr. Amanda with me, and just by reading her posts and her friends, and I'm learning so much about her. And I know this Get Naked talk show is going to be filled with tips and amazing ideas, so we can start using them right away in our practice, in our lives, to have a bigger impact in the world. So without further ado, and I know we're running a little late because Get Naked style, we were having some bloopers. But yes, for the people that don't know you, and for me as well, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you practice, what you do, and why are you called a chiropractic mogul? I definitely want to know. So Dr. Amanda, welcome to my Get Naked talk show. So, and introduce yourself for our audience.
Hello. Before I start, I would just like to say thank you so much, Aura, for having me on today. I'm so excited. I love to see your posts and your travel excursions, and I just love how your love of your family. And so I'm super excited today. So thank you for all you do for our profession. It's so awesome. Thank you. I'm Dr. Amanda Apfelblat, and I practice in Michigan. I have a practice in Garden City and a practice in West Bloomfield, Michigan. I am a pediatric diplomate from the ICPA, is where I studied. And I love chiropractic.
So that is awesome. Well, thank you for that. And I know that people posted questions that I have to ask you. And I was very intrigued even about the questions. So thank you, Barbara. And I know you're listening. I see you there. So hello. And thank you for posting the questions so we can get this party started. I went through with you, most of the people I've interviewed is people that I've known. So it's kind of a conversation. And I just started doing people that I've never met in person, or I've never gotten to know personally. And you're one of them, but it's somebody that I wanted to know. And I'm sure so many people know you, and we can wait to hear all your tips. So in that sense, can you tell me why you're called the chiropractic mogul? What is it that you do exactly? Because I want to learn, and I always ask questions that I want to know more about, because I'm sure our people want to know more.
Well, I couldn't be more excited, and I'm happy to be called Chiro Mogul, which I've now actually incorporated into my consulting company. But I have been termed the kind Gordon Ramsay. So last year I was thinking, and I thought, what is our chiropractic field missing? And what I see is there are a lot of chiropractors that have a stop or a block from getting their practice to the next level. So how do they get there? So I thought about that, and I thought, what is missing? What can we do to really assist these able chiropractors? So I think about, have you ever watched Tabitha's Salon Takeover or Bar Rescue or Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah. Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. This is first class, it's concierge. It's awesome because you don't have to take your staff anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere, but I come to you. So what I do is I come into your practice and I observe for an entire day. And the biggest thing that I've found is that when we consult over the phone and you give me your top 5 reasons of why you can't get your business to the next level, and then I come into your practice and I observe for an entire day, they're not the same problems. So the problems that the doctors talk about, which I know is completely honest and what they think is their block, may have nothing to do with what is stopping them from getting to the next level. And something in practice that we're always thinking about the big things. We stop thinking about the little things, and the little things are what can really stop us from getting to the next level. Someone who is not kind in your office, someone who isn't following after, to make sure that their patient is following the care plan. There's so many different avenues and so many different aspects in your practice that if one of these little aspects are not being followed through, that it can be a huge stop. So it's been really, really interesting and really fun in watching doctors take huge strides because they're fixing those little holes in the bucket.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And Dr. Barbara just said the Chiro Mogul, she defined it for us. She said, Mogul definition, an important or powerful person, now attach Chiro to it.
Absolutely. You know, a mogul.
Isn't that great?
Leader.
I love it.
Yeah. So I just want, it's so important that, you know, this is not forever. This is a 90-day program. I'm going to come in, I'm going to find your problem, and I'm going to get out. And I think that offices appreciate that too. This is not a drawn out process. So I really like that. Something that's really unique about Chiro Moguls as well is that you're a consultant from Chiro Moguls. I think that a lot of doctors start looking for a coach or someone to train with, and they just don't do it because there's 500. Do I choose this consultant? Do I choose that consultant? Why is this consultant better? What can this consultant deliver? What's different about Chiro Moguls is your consultant has owned and operated a 7-figure plus practice for many years. So there's no smoke and mirrors. You know you're getting an able person, and this doctor is in practice as well. So I think that's really nice. We take out the guesswork. You're not rolling the dice. You're going to bring in an ultra successful chiropractor who's going to come in, get your practice to the next level, and get out.
I love it. And when you were speaking, obviously, the reason I do this Get Naked shows is to not only unite chiropractic, but to find that one thing that we're missing. So when you were speaking obviously to my heart and to my purpose and mission when I do these interviews, is what is it that we're missing that we're not seeing? Because we're seeing things from a different perspective. Yeah. And I'm sure that's what you do when you go see, you take it from different perspective. And I love what you said, that there are things, it's not the same as you know, what you see is not the same as what they told you they needed to fix. Yeah. Because sometimes we have these blinders and we think we're living according to some values and we're not. Yeah. We're living according to totally different values. So we're just lying to ourselves. So I love what you're doing. I am so, this is me finding out for the first time. So forgive my ignorance. And that is amazing. I think we chiropractors need it, and we need like the reality checks constantly, just so we can express our true potential and expand and make a bigger impact into our communities. So with that said, and I love this, I know you've been running a practice that's very successful for the last 10 years. What will be your best tips that you can give us if we had to choose just 3 onto how to turn our practices around, or how to make a bigger impact, or how to notice those little things that we're missing?
Absolutely. So first, I would say new patient acquisition is huge. And I think doctors sometimes have egos and feel that we shouldn't be, that we don't need to go out into the community, that we don't need to do screening, that we don't need to do lunch and learns, that we don't need to do dinners with the doc. I think that we need to think of it as, it's so much more than advertising. It's giving to the community. It's spreading the word about chiropractic, which is awesome. If you do a lunch and learn and one new patient signs up, one new person is under chiropractic care and is healthier, how awesome is that? I think that we say no because we don't want to go the extra mile. So the second thing I'd like to say is you have to be willing to go the extra mile if you want to be successful. I don't know, do people think that I'm lucky? Because I'm not lucky. I get up earlier than everyone else. I go to bed later than everyone else. And I've done this since I was a child. I don't care if it was for swimming or if it was for golf or whatever. I'm going to practice 20 times harder than everyone else. And that's what, every day, what do we call it when we're in our offices? It's a practice. We're practicing. The more you communicate with others, the earlier you get up and watch videos and read and learn about chiropractic and learn about what's out there, you're going to be better in your practice. So that's another one, is I think that you need to be willing to go the extra mile. And back to community, it's give to your community. I don't know what doctors are thinking, what are chiropractors thinking when we're not giving to chiropractic causes and giving to our own communities where we practice? It's so huge to give, and you can't give if you're not doing well. So that's another reason it's important in your duty to be successful, is so you can give back. So those would be my three.
I love it. And that, you know what? That hits home, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to say, I've been guilty of all three. You know, I've been doing mission trips for 10 years. And yes, and I give back and I do a lot of community things. But hey, I've been called to do screens. And sometimes I'm like, you know, I don't want to do it. So I'm going to be very naked here. That hit home. And I know that if it hit home with me, it's hitting home with others as well. And this is obviously my brand is to be honest and raw. And, you know, it is what it is, right? So I think hearing this, we need it. We need it because we have such a gift that our community needs. And we are being so selfish by keeping that gift in our pockets. Yeah. So it's time for us to give it, to express it, and indeed make more money so we can give more money. I love the Australian Research Foundation. I mean, there's so much stuff. I was just listening to their stuff. I just got their email yesterday, and there's so much research on chiropractic and subluxation base that is being done right now that we need to cooperate more so that can be done more. So I love it. And one of the things I ask most of the people I interview, because it's one of the reasons I do this Naked Talks, is to see where can we up our game as chiropractors so we can reach more people. And the question I constantly ask is what do you think we can do to increase our certainty levels so we can be more ballsy to get out there and do what needs to be done?
Well, it comes with time, but it is confidence. If you do not believe, bottom line is, it's still a business. We are selling and closing on chiropractic, for the product, for the profession. If you don't 100% believe in chiropractic and what you are selling, I mean, I believe in chiropractic. I love chiropractic. And I believe my patients can see that. If you are speaking with the community about chiropractic and you are not confident, it's all over. So you have to believe in what you're selling. And I think sometimes we can I don't want to say get beat down, but sometimes we have a bad day. And we need to just dig in deep and go back out the next day and believe in what we are selling, believe in chiropractic, because the more people we help, the more healthier our world's going to be. So I think the biggest stop is confidence.
Confidence. Yeah, it could be married to certainty, and then we will have a wonderful child, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
waiting list. I would say if your patients, if they were once a week, every few weeks, once a month, if every patient that came in remained under chiropractic care for maintenance and wellness, you would have a waiting list. So start educating your patients so that they are certain and confident about chiropractic as well, and can also go out and be spokespeople, can literally promote chiropractic for you.
That is so true. Also, we have a lot of students that might be listening to this, and I always ask, what is your biggest advice for the students that are coming out and they feel overwhelmed and they have huge debts, and then they think, they are not taught about all this marketing and getting out there. They know they have this passion, but they don't have the confidence, right? Because they haven't seen it in their own hands. What would be your advice to the students listening to us?
I have to say that I'm so glad that we're having this conversation right now, because I've seen some very unusual posts recently, and I wish I knew who these students and docs were, because I want to run out, I want to give them a hug, I want to sit them down and tell them it's going to be just fine. So there's a myth right now, and here's the myth. Well, here's my first piece of advice, and then I'm going to tell you about the myth.
Go ahead.
My piece of advice is to be an associate. Pick your niche, go to a practice that practice similarly to the way that you believe at this time that you would like to practice, and work for them. See what it's like. Learn what you like about practice. learn what you don't like about practice.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have so much more knowledge to open your business. I was so blessed and fortunate. I worked for a chiropractor who, when I look back, and sometimes I'm in my room speaking to a patient and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's his voice. I'm talking, that's what he would say. I'm still doing that today. And I was an associate for a year and a half, and what I learned was priceless. I'm forever grateful to the doctor that I associated for. But the myth out there is I honestly couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. It said, we are doctors. We have graduated. I am not working to learn. And I thought, they're not working to learn. When you're an associate and you're working for someone, that's what you're there for.
That's the only reason.
It's the reason. They're like, we are most certainly not there to learn. We're doctors and we've learned. Well, guess what? The day you graduate is when you start learning about the real world and about business. So, I mean, I couldn't even believe it. Another thing is that I think that new students are so scared because of the student loans. And I actually don't know this answer, but when I came out, you didn't pay your student loans the first year. You deferred. You were an associate. Then when you started to make some money, year 2, year 3, you started paying it. That is acceptable at that point. What is not acceptable is to linger and have to defer 5 and 6 and 7 years. By then, something's wrong with you. So instead of being mediocre forever, I say be an associate, learn from the best, defer your loans if that's possible. It was when I graduated, and it wasn't that long ago. And then open your practice. I considered myself almost doing a residency the first year. I didn't make that much money at all, but I knew that what I was learning was going to propel me into the future, and it has. So that's my advice to any student, is to please consider being an associate just for a year. Get out there and learn.
I think that's an amazing advice. I mean, on 10 years of doing mission trips, I've taken lots of students from different chiropractic schools, as well as lots of leaders in our profession. And the one advice that I always give all the students is just be a sponge.
Be a sponge.
Just absorb, watch, ask, see, do all the things that, I think we froze. I'm not sure. Can you still see me?
I see you.
Oh, this is just so crazy. Technology. Jim Chester is watching. Hello, Jim. I wish I had your technological brain. So for sure, yes, the more you go visit doctor's offices, the more that's how you're going to find out what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And it's okay. You're unique. You can practice however you want. The message is all the same. It doesn't matter what you do in your practice, as long as the purpose is to help people.
Yeah.
That's what I would love that we could get in chiropractic. We could unify on that one thing. You know, we want to help more people because people are dying, and we can do it. But you have to know what you want first. If you don't know what you want, you're just going to get the leftovers. And associating and learning from as many people as you can is such a beautiful, beautiful tip. Thank you so much for that. It's like, I wish we had a little thing that we could be right now being heard in every single chiropractic school. And these kids, these young, passionate hearts could hear that and really get it, so they can come out there with more guts to learn and to be a sponge and expand and put their little egos, down for a bit, and so they can grow, because that's how it is. I feel we have an ego issue in our profession, but
really?
It's okay. I've been in rooms where I swear the egos don't fit, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna squeeze me and I'm gonna suffocate. But the more we talk raw, and we are really talking about the things that we need to talk about and people need to hear, and the more honest we are, I feel the more people we're going to be able to impact. So thank you so much for sharing that. And on that thought, obviously, I want to ask you if you have anything that you regret that you have done in your practice. Could be practice, life, anything else, and why. And then we're going to lead to your biggest lesson, I guess.
Ooh, okay. So I think that my biggest regret is in the past few years. Again, I think that it is a new era of new graduates. It's a new era of chiropractors coming out into the field. And I think that culturally, I think that I'm going to resonate more with the seasoned docs right now than the new docs. So sorry, new docs, but take it for what it is because I love you too. They think it's going to be easy.
And
And
who told us that? Who told us it was going to be easy?
Yeah, and it's not about getting off at 5. And it's not about, you got to be in it. You have to be willing to work so hard the first year to learn, or the first few years that you can have a successful practice. So my biggest regret is in the past few years, I've tried, and I'm mortified to say this, and I've changed my ways, but I tried to be with the culture. I tried to bend a little and say, yeah, you can start at this time, or you can, and I could kick myself because the only way is still old school. It's still grassroots. It's still learning the skills and the knowledge, and you can't do that unless you're all in. So I'm back to my strict self. I like structure, and I'm great with that. And I've seen nothing but positive things since I've just said, nope, that is it. And this is how I roll. So that's my biggest regret, I think. And what was the other question?
Your biggest lesson, I guess, is so many years in practice, so many years in this business, or even now that you're doing this with Chiro Moguls. What is your biggest lesson? What is the one thing that you have truly learned and it has shaped you?
I'm excited to talk about this.
Woo, let's do it.
My biggest lesson came from Dr. Jim Kravis when I was an associate. And what he told me was this: do not ever be scared to adjust anyone. So a lot of my colleagues and friends and other doctors would say, well, we didn't take this patient. We can't do anything for them. Well, I came here because my chiropractor said I can't do anything for you anymore. My doctor said, there's nothing that can be done for you. Well, you know what? Maybe there's a segment or a region or an area, but don't tell me that everyone on this planet shouldn't be adjusted. So there's a lot of, he instilled so much confidence in me that if someone needs to be referred out for a different reason or a medical reason, of course, but you always accept chiropractic patients. And if there's a reason, maybe there's a certain area you can't adjust, but you can adjust everyone. So never be scared to adjust someone. Don't refer them out just because they had a surgery or some type of replacement. So that's my biggest win.
I love it. And obviously I talk to all the people when we go on mission trips that obviously we don't have a lot. We just have our hands, our guts, our hearts, right? Yeah. And just touching them can be such an amazing adjustment, but we always do something for them. And there's people without range of motion. I remember my first mission trip a long time ago, and I was already 10 years out in practice, and I had this 90-year-old man, and he had no range of motion. There was nowhere that I could go. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? You put your heart in there. You love them. He still got an adjustment. There was an adjustment in there, and he smiled immediately after. So that obviously talks to you modify you go with but that goes with the confidence and certainty right there. Yeah. And it goes back to the roots of finding out, go back to the green books, go back to why you became a chiropractor and the true chiropractic story, get your passion lit up right from under you, and go on a mission trip if you have to, go on seminars, get a coach, whatever it is that is going to take.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, we can talk about coaching, please.
Everyone,
please.
Who in the universe that is successful does not have a coach? Tell me one person. Everyone who is ultra successful. I don't care if you're a superstar celebrity, if you are a entrepreneur, a business person, all of the most successful people in the universe, athletes train, everyone trains, everyone coaches that wants to be ultra successful. I've coached with Barb Eaton for a decade. I've coached in the past with Dr. Dr. Fred Schofield, who I love, 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 and adore. But I can't tell you how important it is to make sure that you find a coach you resonate and coach. We have the boot camp. I can't tell you how many movers and shakers, and every day I'm getting different ideas in my coaching Facebook in the boot camp page. I absolutely love and adore that. We help each other. Hey, I need a marketing idea for tomorrow. Here you go. It's awesome. So find a group that resonates with you and start coaching, training. It's so important.
I think that's so vital, and I always hit on that. Obviously, I have my Get Naked clients that I coach as well on topics of relationships and removing all the blocks so we can actually fly and find out what our dreams are, because so many people are sleeping and they haven't even awoken to their true purpose and mission in life. So yes, I have a coach, and I have a coach myself, and I have a coach for marketing, and we have, because how can I preach what I don't do, right?
Absolutely.
So I think it's so important that we have an accountability. Even if you don't want a coach, find somebody that can keep you accountable on your dreams and goals. And, if you don't have the money to pay for it, my advice is just go find somebody as far up as you and keep each other accountable somewhere.
Yes.
So that also works. And this, obviously, I'm speaking to the students. Create your own circle of accountability and get ideas and brainstorm, because together we indeed rise. That is another reason why I do this. A lot of people, even my coach has asked me, why do you do all this interviews? And I'm like, because not only do I love it, I love to learn from people, and I love to be able to spread the message. We all want the same thing. We want to live our best lives, and we want to make the biggest impact in the world. Everybody wants to be loved and give love. Yeah. And that's why I do this. And when I hear people like you and everybody that I've been blessed to interview, we are all more alike than different. And we are getting the same message out. And if this message is hitting one person, is blessing their lives today, and they can change something today that is going to make a bigger impact in the life of their lives and the lives of those they touch, then it is worth my time and your time. And that's why we're here. But on that note, can you share something about Dr. Amanda that nobody knows, that it can be unique to you, something you love, something you hate? It doesn't really matter. It's naked style. We like to go a little bit more bare than usual. And I'm about to take off my sweater because it was cold in Miami, but it's not longer. So I'm about to get a little physically naked here. But can you get a little naked for us and tell us something that most of us don't know about you?
I absolutely live to travel.
Woohoo! Yeah, I know that.
And I love, love, love fashion. So I am a very professional person. I think that something you said about accountability, I am representing our profession. And yes, I am a woman. And I don't want to base it on being a woman, but we are women. And I think it's very important that we are professional in public and that we look professional. So I always make sure to do that. But with that being said, I'm a girly girl. So I like to stay professional and I walk up to the girly girl line and totally stay professional. I may have on a beautiful skirt suit, but it will be pink. Or I may have, but I am absolutely 150% obsessed with travel and fashion. So, in my head, I'm friends with all of the housewives, and I'm friends with Wendy Williams, and I'm friends, all the fashion, and I just love that. So that's something that I don't know if a lot of people know about me, but I love to travel, I love to shop, I love to have a great time, and I love to be. I'm a girly girl, and I love that. My friends call me Elle Wood, so.
Oh my God, I love that. Well, just yesterday, I got booked on a TV show for a 1-hour special here on the PBS channel, and you're going to have to give me some tips, because I don't know if my fashion sense is all there.
I'm becoming, girlfriend.
So you're going to have to tell me, how to look my best. I think the older again a little lazy on the fashion sense, indeed, when it comes to makeup and accessories.
You look
But
beautiful.
that's a whole different subject, and we definitely share the love of travel. I know I've seen your pictures, and that's how I think we have communicated the most,
Yes.
is through our travel. So we share that passion. We share the passion for chiropractic. We share the passion for making a bigger impact. So I am super blessed and honored to have had the chance to have you. But for our listeners, and considering our time is up, and thank you so much for everybody that has commented. We love and appreciate you for sure, from our hearts to yours. Please share, like, keep commenting. Let's get this word out. She gave us amazing tips, and we want to hear. So please do that for us. That will be wonderful. But to end our show, where can people find you? How can, hey, probably I need to have my practice reviewed by you, and I need a few slaps in my face.
I would love to. So
come get naked with me in Miami. I'm sure I will cry.
I would love to. So I would say you can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me through Messenger. You just reach out. I am so accessible. So just reach out. I'm here for you.
Oh my God, I love this. Same with me. And I'm having one day naked experience here in Miami in March. So, and if you want to come down, you can be my guest. But yes, for everybody to keep getting naked and living our best life. And we will post your information as well as mine, but we're both very accessible, and you can probably message us, and we will get the information to you very, very easy. And thank you so much. And if you can give me names of people like you that I can keep interviewing for my Naked Talk show, will be awesome. But thank you for taking the time to have this chat. It was a pleasure. And thank you for everyone watching. Have yourself a terrifically blessed Friday, and go out there and do something uncomfortable, naked style, so you can bless others with your talents. Stop being fearful. It's not worth it. All right, guys. Have an awesome day. Bye. Ciao.